A Mexican jail was overrun this morning by what is being considered a new coalition of gangs. Guards on scene described what they thought was various normally rival groups working together, first by attacking guards of the prison, then even their fellow inmates. The guards believed they were engaging in some sort of ritual assault as the attackers were cannibalistic, eating individuals they attacked. Some even described guards that had joined the attackers in the assault. Even after sounding the alarm, the local police couldn't mobilize fast enough to stem the violence, resulting in hundreds losing their lives and untold attackers escaping the facility. They believe the attack was instigated as a protest to deplorable conditions that affected multiple inmates, many who were sick due to unsanitary conditions, and had led to several fights in common areas that resulted in injuries and deaths, and could have lit the fuse of a potential powder keg. Still, local officials do not believe the event was planned, but believe the attack simply got out of hand, and once the riot began, inmates became dedicated to the attack or potentially let the event take over their psyche. American scientists had attempted to enter the country to study a potential spread of the illness we currently face in the States, but were denied by the Mexican authority due to the ongoing fears of escapees and retaliatory gangs. In other news, climate activists are blaming the pace virus on pollution and rapid climate change. One professor relayed how they uncovered an ancient virus known as the zombie virus in the permafrost of Antarctica. They described these microbes to be, in some cases, potentially 400,000 years old or possibly even older. These bacteria and viruses could have played a role in the extinction event that killed off the dinosaurs. A team of scientists have already uncovered and isolated two viruses that were recovered from 30,000-year-old permafrost. Normally these results would have taken longer, but with the current events they believe that hastening these results was integral to potentially finding a link.
It's important that we understand the full impact that global warming has on all of us. Among rising tides and melting ice, uncovering these illnesses that could have spread through wind currents could easily unleash something that felled even the dinosaurs. It's possible that increased storm activity and global temperatures that we could have unleashed something even more deadly. But our team is hard at work trying to find answers as we hope the global community joins with us to search for a way to stop these problems before they get much worse. Currently these illnesses are localized, but in time they could spread to the world.
The scientists did say that there is no known link between what we're currently facing and what they've uncovered, but still say the possibility shouldn't be ruled out and that immediate action now could stop this before it gets worse. Doctors from various academics agreed, joining together in a coalition to discover the driving forces of the illness, that the rising temperature played a huge role in advancing the illness. They discovered that a warmer climate could play a key role in how the sickness traveled. Higher temperatures cause problems such as hunger and thirst, which they deduced in many of the ill they witnessed. They also relayed that the reason we're seeing the illness more in southern states was not only due to the increased temperature, but that pests such as mosquitoes, rats, and ticks are something that the Surgeon General blamed for the spreading of the illness, do not survive well in colder climates and become more reliant on human interaction for survival. Some of their scientific ilk feared that those that are ill could become a new food source for random animals such as wolves, bears, and other parasitic animals, causing an explosion in growth and migration, and are keeping a close eye on that data, which is still not fully complete. In one event, a climate protest was broken up when two attackers, clearly suffering from pace, attacked protesters who refused to move from an oil company doorway. When others came to their aid, they were also attacked, resulting in confusion on who to subdue. The building was locked down, but the injury and potential death toll is still unknown. This sparked condemnation to police and local officials who were said to have done nothing in the attack, and even led to claims that these individuals were placed to harm protesters. City officials promised to look into these events and potential right-wing extremism that has given rise in the last few months. This hasn't stopped the most feared activist of all, which is the zombie agenda, which has began to spring up in right-wing areas. These individuals continue to believe that the illness is actually a zombie plague, a terminal illness that brings people back to life and will spread and devour the earth as they claim. An extreme statement that has many health officials concerned while adamantly denying the statement. It continues to consume individuals vested in survival as well as, and potentially more so, extremism such as militias and patriot groups who seem most prone to accept these conspiracies. In an FBI statement made earlier today, they convey concerns that these activities could give rise to potential terror attacks and civil unrest, but state these policing efforts of many cities has already been stressed to a breaking point, leaving this style of activity free to grow unchecked. This was only made more clear when sheriff departments in North Carolina and Pennsylvania had actively sought and recruited citizen militias to aid in counteracting victims of the illness where they believed this conspiracy was actually given rise. It's true, it's becoming harder and harder for individuals outside of the most affected areas to deny that they will not soon have to take action of their own, as victims of PACE can clearly be seen walking in parks and other areas. Reports of individuals are hazy as it becomes more unclear if these are victims of a new drug epidemic or a devastating illness, and the confusion is made more clear in the citizens that have to address the problem. CDC has stated they understand the confusion and have worked with civil defense to try and clarify the issue, but that the problematic nature of both illnesses makes the effort almost impossible. They made it clear that they don't plan to give up in either working with pharmaceutical companies to find a cure and to help citizens find the difference and the value in the lives of those affected by both of these illnesses. They petitioned Congress for a $13 million grant to begin a new research program to do both, which is set to begin next week.